Perhaps taking a nice breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Really letting the breath settle the body. A 14th century Japanese monk wrote, "All tempest has, like a navel, a hole in its middle, through which a gull can fly in silence." From across the centuries, this nameless voice tells us at the heart of all struggle, there is a peaceful, enduring center if we can only reach it. All the wisdom traditions affirm this, whether it's Christianity, Buddhism. Still, a deeper paradox of life is carried here. For the gull flies through the peaceful center. It does not live there. The work, it seems, for us is to draw substance from the central eternal space without denying the experience of the storm. I chose this because I often think of this pandemic that we're experiencing is like a storm. And repeatedly, we get up each day and we're thrown into the storm, in and into the center. When in the storm, we are exacerbated by our humanness. When in the center, we are relieved by our place in the oneness of things. So our struggle is in living both sides of this paradox. For we cannot get to the center without going through the storm that surrounds it. Yet the storm of human experience can only be endured by knowing what the gull knows. The storm can only be survived from the center, in how we pass each other from storm to center and back. There you find the trials and also the gifts of love. So as you focus on your in-breath and your out-breath, I'd like you to become aware of that point just between the in-breath and the out-breath. Perhaps it reminds us of that space, that peace, that center. And then if you're still sitting up, slowly making your way onto your back, onto your mat, lengthening the body on the mat. If you feel comfortable straightening your legs, please do. If you need to keep them bent, that's fine too. Maybe doing a little bit of wiggling, almost like you're settling into the earth, into the ground. Feeling the back body, feeling the ground, feeling that point where the body and the ground meet. And then if your legs are straight, flexing your toes and pushing your heels into the mat. And if your knees are bent, pushing your feet into the mat. And notice the more you push the heels down, the more you can feel the legs, perhaps the glutes, maybe even the core. So a nice breath in as you breathe out, push and feel the lower half of your body. And as you breathe in, relax. And then allowing the arms to lengthen next to the body, the fingers and hands spread wide. And this time as you breathe in, the straight arms reach up and back, and they stop when you get to the ears or the eyes. And as you exhale, they come back to the body. And then doing both together, as you breathe in, push the heels or the feet into the mat as you lengthen the arms and reach. And I'm suggesting you stop a little sooner than you normally would. And maybe have a breath or two here. See if you can feel the side body. Can you feel the back body? Can you feel your armpits? Can you feel your palms? And then on your next exhale, the arms come back down by your side. And the legs relax. Next, inhale, shrug the shoulders up to your ears. And exhale as they slowly drop down. And now let's try just doing one shoulder at a time. So as you breathe in, shrug that right shoulder up and just notice if you can squeeze out any tension. And then on your next exhale, release that shoulder down. And when you're ready, it's the left shoulder as you breathe in and shrug it up towards your ear. And then slowly down. Bending your legs if they aren't already bent and dropping your thighs in towards your body. And bringing your thighs as close together as you can. Take a nice breath in, and as you breathe out, bring a little tension into those arms as you pull the thighs in towards the body. And as you breathe in, a little release. And as you breathe out, a nice tug with the arms. So depending on your practice, when you're breathing out and tugging with the arms, if you care to bring up your head and shoulders, but your thighs should not move. If you need to move the thighs in order to bring your body up, I'd say just leave yourself on the floor. Because the effort comes through the arms. You're not straining your neck or your back. So find a little stretch that feels right for you. One more. Head and shoulders up or on the mat. And then slowly release. Bring the thighs a little bit away from your body and allow the thighs to spread wide. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, pull with the arms, either on the backs of the legs or on the shins, and feel this stretch. One more breath. And then release the feet onto the floor or onto the mat. Straighten out your left leg. flex that left toe back towards your forehead and see if you can lengthen that leg enough to actually feel a nice stretch in the front of the left hip. And now dropping that right thigh in towards the body again, holding on to the shin. Take a nice breath in, and as you breathe out, perhaps you bring a little tug to that right leg, but you're continuing to really ground that left heel down. So you feel the lengthening of the left and the stretching of the right. Now I'd like you to engage your core and engage your glutes. And if you don't know how to engage your glutes, just give them a little squeeze. And really using your core and your glutes, allow that left leg to float up towards the ceiling. So it's the glutes and the core that's lifting that left leg. You can either continue to hold on to the right, or you can relax your palms onto the floor. And you can even press the palms and the arms into the floor as you bring some movement into that left ankle. Maybe pointing and flexing and rotating. If by any chance it's too hard to keep that left leg up, you can use your hands to support it. Otherwise, the hands are either on the floor or on the right leg. And now slow down the movement, either pointing and noticing the front of the ankle, flexing, noticing the back of the leg. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, slowly lower that left leg onto the mat. And give a little shake, shake, shake. And then bend that left knee. So both knees are bent and the hands are on the shins. And now it's time to rock and roll a little. So either rolling side to side and imagining you're doing it from the inside out, so your back is what is talking to you. Your back says, oh, that feels good. When I shimmy up and down, and you're breathing out any tension. Slowly coming to stillness, straightening that right leg on the mat. Now see if you can straighten it even more and bring some release in the front of the right hip. Flex the toes, push the heel into the mat. Hands are on the left shin. As you breathe out, maybe you bring a little tug and really feel this opposing stretch. And now engage that core. Engage those glutes. Squeeze the butt. And the right leg floats up. So you have a choice here again where your hands are. They can be supporting the right leg and the left leg, or pushing down into the mat or into the earth. Begin a little movement in that right ankle, maybe pointing and flexing, and slowing it down again. So you can feel the front of the leg. You can feel the back of the leg. Flexing the toe back towards the forehead, take a nice breath in. And as you breathe out and lower that right leg, imagine again you're lengthening it. You're lengthening it away from the body. And give it a little shake. And drop both knees in towards your body. Maybe a little bit of rocking and rolling here. And eventually making it to one side. And slowly coming up to a standing position. And once you're up, maybe a little shaking of the head and the legs and the arm. Breathing out. You know, I often am not even aware of the tension in my body. Slowly coming to stillness, we're going to bring the weight into the inside of the feet. Can you feel your adductors really working here? So often when we have knee issues, it's because we're not bringing enough weight into different parts of our feet. So just notice one side versus the other. And now slowly bringing the weight into the outer edge of the feet. Perhaps you notice it up the outside of the legs. Coming back to center, bring the weight into the heels and notice the core. And when you're ready, it's the right fist on the left chest. I miss the sound of you all tapping, so I'm going to try to imagine it. Relax that right arm and really feel the vibration in your body. I like to think of it as coming back to my body, coming out of my head. It's feeling the vibration. Moving to that left shoulder, tapping all around, coming down the inside of that left arm, come all the way down, eventually you make it to your hands, and the top of your hand, and your fingers, and really the thumb, little finger. If you have a Fitbit on, it's probably going nuts right now. And then slowly coming up the top of the arm to the shoulder. And as you tap your armpit, think heart, 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 heart meridian, heart meridian, and down that left side, and then it's a left fist on the right chest. If you feel comfortable closing your eyes and feeling that vibration. Meditation, we are talking about it's difficult to have a negative and a positive thought at the same time. So just notice when you focus on that vibration in your body, just notice what happens to your mind. And then moving to that right shoulder, coming down the inside of that right arm, coming all the way down, clapping your hands, and the top of the hand and the fingers and the thumb. Coming up the top of the arm. All the way to the shoulder. And then it's the armpit. The armpit, the heart, the heart, the heart. And coming down that right side. And then tapping on your organs just below your ribs. So you can either use fists or open palms. And if you're new to tapping, kind of cup your hands a little. And now breathe out. Moving to the left as we tap on our stomach. A nice exhale. Your stomach holds worry. And then moving to the right. Our liver holds anger. And then moving to our kidneys. Behind our kidneys hold fear. Nice exhales here. And then the tailbone and down the backs of the leg. And if you can reach your feet and your toes, let's really work on the feet and the toes. And slowly coming up the front of your legs. And hips, 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 glutes. As you come down the outside of the legs, slowing it down, stomach, 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 meridian. Outside ankle, inside ankle. Coming up the inside of the leg, spleen, 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 spleen. And stopping at your second chakra, 2 inches below your belly button. Really relax the arms. It can be fists or open palms. And see if you can focus on the very spot that your palm or your fist is touching. Bringing the energy down out of the mind and into the second chakra. And now perhaps all the way down to the feet. Feel your feet on the earth. And as the storm comes, as there was in the reading, just imagine your second chakra and your feet are grounding even more. And then slowly stop. Just notice your hands. We're going to do something that is called a Tai Chi massage, but I think of it more as just sealing in all that yummy energy. So placing your hands on the back of your neck and slowly coming down the front and then around the backs of your legs and down, up the feet, up the front of the legs. And then ending with your hands at your second chakra. So taking a moment to just imagine that peace, that pause in the middle of the breath, that hole in the middle of the storm, where you feel a oneness with others in the class or in the community. Taking a slow breath in, feeling the pause, and a slow breath out. Relax the arms next to the body and check in. So this is where I would say, what's up with your body? I think Carol had a great suggestion. Maybe in the future we can use the chat button, but Mike isn't here, so that won't be today. So you're gonna have to send me some mental images. I can see Lou kind of rubbing her neck a little. Maybe lower back, hips. Somebody just put their thumbs up for hips. So let's even notice the tightness in our bodies. Perhaps notice the tightness in our neck as we drop our chin to our chest. And begin a little happy face with the neck. And as you begin movements from here, forget about me and just go into your neck. So maybe it's circles with the neck, or maybe it's some other movement. So it's really gentle. And you know if there's a little crunching, that means the vertebrae are drying out. And you're trying to bring some fluid and whatever movement you made to the neck, reverse it, go in the other direction. And then coming to stillness and notice. So I'm clasping my hands, but I don't know if you can see, it's just the tips of the fingers. And now I'm making little figure eights with my wrists. And it might feel kind of awkward, but you're bringing fluid into those parts of the body. The wrist, maybe even the hands and the fingers. And now switch and go in the other direction, and that usually feels twice as awkward. But it's a good opportunity to smile at yourself, smile at your awkwardness, and then slowly stop. Bring the arms up to the horizon. And now as we move our wrists again, just a reminder, your lung meridian starts in your thumb and goes down your arm and into your chest. So begin shake, 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 shake. And now imagine you can shake them so much it feels like they might fly off and fly around the room. Shake, shake, shake. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower your arms down. Notice any energy in your hands and your arms. as we kind of are making our way down our body, focusing on our shoulders. So bringing our arms out in front, our palms are facing one another. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, open your arms as wide as you feel comfortable. Can you feel what your shoulder blades are doing? Can you feel what your shoulders are doing and your arms straight? If you can keep your arms up through this whole little bit, please do. Obviously, if you need to rest, you rest. Because then it becomes a little bit of an isometric for strengthening the arms as well. Slowly, slowly, so it feels kind of weird. Your palms come back together. And then turning the palms out to the backs of the hands. And now reach again as far as you can. And notice where you feel it now. If you feel it in the shoulder blade, it's a whole different part of the shoulder blade. And then slowly the backs of the hands come back together. And turning the palms up so the pinkies are touching. And slowly open your hands and reach the thumbs towards one another. And notice where you feel that in your shoulder blades. And breathe into that. And then slowly back to center. And slowly down to your side. Close your eyes for one breath and just notice your arms and notice your shoulders. So what often happens with stress is either one or the other shoulder blade will get stuck. So what we're going to do here is kind of subtle, but we're going to do it enough that hopefully you get what I'm talking about. So it's two fists. The palms of the fists are facing down. And now bring your arms up, but no higher than your shoulders. So just below your shoulders. And now pretend like you're punching way out and see what you can feel. Can you feel your shoulder blades separate? And now turn the fists up and pull in and down, your elbows bend, and push the shoulder blades together. Maybe even your elbows are reaching. So here we go a couple more times. Fists down, arms straight, reaching out, 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 out until you feel some separation of the shoulder blades. And now turn the fists up, pull in and down, and push those shoulder blades together. And just notice one might be moving easier than the other. So here we go, one more time. Fists down, punching forward. Being careful not to bring the arms higher than the shoulders. Pull, pull, pull. Oh, it's almost like you're doing a little bit of a cat, but just with the shoulder blades. And then turn the fists up, pull in and down, and push those shoulder blades together. And slowly release. And begin swinging the arms just for the count of 3. Just in case. 2, 3, and allow them to relax. So here we go for the neck. We are going to do the one where you bind one arm behind you. So binding your right arm behind you. Feel what that does to your right shoulder. Now close your eyes if you can. Bring the weight into the heels and notice how the top of the head lifts. Relax the feet. Take a nice breath in, and for starters, the right ear goes to the right shoulder. And now breathe in, and the head comes up and over, and the left ear is dropping towards the left shoulder. And see if you can feel the stretch down into the shoulder. A way to intensify this from the inside out is to just imagine your right ear is lifting a little. Can you feel it? You find a place that's a good stretch. One more breath. As you release that right arm, allow your chin to drop to your chest. One breath here, and then slowly come back up. Whenever I don't bring my water, I get a frog. So I apologize for the frog. The left arm is behind the body. Notice what it does with that left shoulder. Again, do whatever you can to engage the core and lift the top of the head. So you're getting maximum stretch in the spine. You begin by dropping the left ear to the left shoulder, and then coming up and through. Oh, and dropping the right ear towards the right shoulder. I can't see myself, but I feel like it's not moving much. But in my mind's eye, I can feel the stretch. And now I'm lifting that left ear up towards the ceiling. And I'm breathing into the stretch on the left side of the neck. Release that left arm, drop the chin, and slowly coming up. So before we go down, we're going to do a couple things, but one is I'd really like to focus on engaging your glutes. I don't know about you, but I'm doing more walking now than I would normally do. And it's really important to use those glutes when you walk. So bring the weight into your left leg and then drop your right leg out, I don't know, whatever's comfortable, and bend that right knee. Now can you really engage that left glute and relax and engage it. And relax. It might also be a stretch for the inside of the left adductor, the inside of the leg. Engage that glute. And release. And come back up. And then drop the left foot out. And engage that right glute. So when I'm walking, it's kind of almost like a miracle. If my knee starts bothering me and I really focus on engaging that glute, the knee stops hurting, because the glute is the one that's supposed to be doing the work and the walk, not the knee. So really engage that right glute so you know what it feels like. And then coming back to center. So as we do our side stretch today, we're going to have our arms in a little bit different configuration, because traditionally when we do a side stretch, although we're stretching one side of the body, often we're crunching the other side, which is really not great for our body. So bring your arms a little further than we usually do out to the side. So I'm not quite up to shoulder height. Turn that left palm up. The left palm reaches up. And now notice, because his arm is up, I can't really crunch that side. So I'm reaching up with the left, and I'm reaching a little bit out and down with the right. I'm grounding that left foot. I'm keeping openness in the right side of the body. So close your eyes and see how this feels. And then slowly turn that left palm out and bring it down. So we're going to do it again, and we're going to move that left arm a little. So turn the left palm up, bring it up, come out of the shoulder, relax the shoulder, and now reach up with the left fingers. Bring the arm a little bit forward, maybe 1 inch, and see where you feel the stretch. It's up and over, the right arm is reaching. Feel the stretch from the left foot up into the body, up into the hip. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly the left palm comes up and down, and you shrug your shoulders up and back and down, and back and up and down. And then bring the arms out again. Straight arms, turn that right palm up. The right hand floats up. Stay out of the shoulder. Reach up with the right. And reach out and down with the left. So see if you can close your eyes and just feel how you're managing to stretch the right side without crunching the left. And slowly coming back down. Bringing the arms to the appropriate height. Turn that right palm up. Coming up. Relax the right shoulder, you reach, and now bring that right arm forward just 1 inch and see where you feel the stretch. It might go more around the ribs into the back, and then slowly back down. And before we hit the ground, let's just swing the arms, breathe out. Any tension left in your arms, let it go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So when you come down to your mat, you're going to be on your right side, and your knees are going to be bent at 90 degrees, like you're sitting on a chair. So you can either grab something to put under your head or use your right arm. Now, I'm going to have to rely on you to be really careful about 2 things. One is you want to make sure that left hip is directly over the right hip. And now, without really moving your hips, see if you can lengthen that left leg a tiny bit. So it's sort of like you're coming out of the hip socket a little bit. And now, instead of clamshells, which we often do, I'm going to ask you to just lift that left leg up to hip distance, right? Just as high as your hip, no higher, no moving of the body, only the leg comes up and down, and up and down, and up and down. I've lost count, but I think we'll do 2 more. Slowly up and down, and up and down. And now bring it up. So your knees are a little more than a fist width apart. And now I'd like you to drop the left knee 1 inch and then back up, and 1 inch and back up, and 1 inch and back up. Can you feel that left hip joint really working? Drop and lift. If it goes into your back, please stop because you're not quite in the right position. So dropping that right knee just a few more times until it really feels like, oh my gosh, I'm really working it. And then slowly the left knee drops and both legs straighten. So I know we often lift our leg when we're doing, before we do Buddha, but we're going to do it a little bit different today. I'd like you to have your toes facing forward, and I'd like you to lift that lower leg, but lift and lengthen. Almost like, again, you're coming out of the hip joint. And then coming down. So we're going to do this about 5 more times. So flex the toe, lengthen that left leg, and down. You're pushing through the heel, flexing the toe, keeping the toe facing forward. So this isn't a nice, delicious stretch. You're working your hip joint right now. You're working your glute. So 2 more. And now, similar to what we do in Buddha, but we're going to do it a little differently. I'd like you to lift that left leg up, flex the foot, and now bring the lower leg up to meet it, and down, and up, and down, and 3, and 4, and 5. And then slowly roll onto your back. Bend your knees. Relax your arms out to the side. Take a nice breath in. Drop the knees to the right. We're going to kind of go quickly in the beginning. And then breath in as you come back to center and to the left. And a breath in. And breath out as you drop to the right. A breath in and a breath out as you drop to the left. And now a breath in as you come up and as you drop to the right. See if you can relax. Relax your arms. Relax the belly. Relax the spine. And then slowly coming back up and dropping to the left. Relax the belly, relax the legs, relax the spine. And back to center. And then when you're ready, you're going to be rolling onto your left side. So you know, in traditional yoga, you use your glutes, but if your glutes really aren't strong and engaged, a lot of the postures, you're using other parts of your body. So again, you're laying with your knees bent like you're on a chair. Your left arm is cradling your head. And you're making sure that that right hip is directly over the left. And now this is really subtle, what I'm asking you to do. Allow that right leg to lengthen just a tiny bit so it feels like the right hip joint is expanding a little. And the whole right leg comes up just as high as the hip, no higher. If I could see you all, I would be saying, don't do this. Listen to your body, up and down, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And relax for a breath. And then lift that right leg up just about a fist width apart. And now drop that right knee 1 inch and up, and 1 inch and up, and 1 inch and up. Keep lengthening that out of the joint as well. 4, 5, and relax. And then slowly straighten the legs. Flex the feet. So they're, and make sure the knees are pointing straight forward. And as you lift that right leg, have it grow longer. Push through the heel and lower. And lift and push through the heel. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now bring that right leg so it's balanced and away from the body, and lift the lower leg to meet it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you feel your glutes working? 5. And slowly relax the legs and come up to a seated position. So it wouldn't be class if we didn't do something with our core. So bending your knees but not up close to your body. Engage your core and just lean back a little and up. Getting a cramp in my left hip. I guess I really worked it. So lengthen the spine, engage the core, go back a tiny bit, and up, and back, and up. And now let's try it with our hands behind our neck. Back, and up, and back, and up. So maybe 3 more. then bringing the soles of your feet together, lengthen your spine. Take a nice breath in, and as you breathe out, tuck the chin, round the upper back, and just fall forward so the feet are far away from the body. You're not trying to reach your feet. You're trying to relax your whole spine. Maybe you shake your head a little just as a reminder to relax your neck. And then slowly coming up. So moving closer to where it is you want to do your Shavasana. But still sitting up, having your blanket close by and maybe your socks close by. And straighten your spine and close your eyes. And bring your fingertips to the base of your scalp. And breathe out. So tapping with intention, feeling compassion for whatever tension you might be feeling. And then coming down the neck into the shoulders and back up. And then relaxing the arms for a breath or two. Breath in, breath out. And then bringing the fingertips to the top of the head. In the space behind the ears. In the back of the head. And moving around. Letting your fingers find the tension. And ever so softly coming to the temples and the forehead. And the eyebrows. And that little space in between the eyebrows. That little worry space. Maybe smiling as you remind it to relax. And then slowly coming underneath the eyes and feeling the bones of the cheeks. And the fleshy parts and the chin and the jaw. And even the teeth and the gums if you feel comfortable. It feels kind of different. And then slowly stop. Just notice. And as slowly as you can, coming into your restorative. Either with your legs up the wall, your legs on a chair, and if you're already there, just try to notice, what can I do to be even 2% more comfortable? Can I wiggle into the ground? Can I bring a little movement to my arms and my neck? And really feel in to wherever you are. Feel the inhale and notice the exhale. It is an exhale. So breath in, filling the body with oxygen and freshness, and breathing out and letting go of any tension. Now I'd like you to feel the whole body at once. Each individual sensation melting into a mass of sensation. Awareness of the whole body at once. And now let your awareness sink even deeper. Feel the skin. Go beneath the skin and feel the tissues. And deeper still to feel the muscles. Letting the muscles give up command of the body. Committing them to rest. Allowing those muscles to relax and rest. And then deeper still into the bones. And perhaps even into the layers inside the bones. As though the bones themselves could sigh a little. Feeling the bones carried on the currents of your breath. And deeper still, to feel the organs in your skeleton, and your heartbeat slowing down. The whole body committed to rest. Perhaps you can feel the fluids and the waterways in the body pulsing and glowing. Can you go deeper still and feel the energy underneath the sensations? The next few minutes, just resting in that place, a deep place, that space in the middle of the storm. Once again, becoming aware of your breath. Noticing the in-breath. Feeling the out-breath. Perhaps noticing the space, that pause in between the in-breath and the out-breath. And then when you're ready, slow movements as you roll to one side. And slowly come up to a seated position. Thank you so much for practicing today and being part of this healing circle.